Hello guys, my name is Troy. Welcome back to my booktube channel, Troy Reads, and today I do not have time for a fancy intro because I have to film this video, edit it, upload it, and make some classes today, so I'm really busy, and I'm sorry if this video is a little bit less edited, but it's like my second to last video being stressed because school is ending. I'm choosing like my final grade or something, like, I don't know, but yeah, I have a lot of stress on my plate right now, so I'm just going to quickly tell you guys what this video is about, and then we'll jump in. So today I'm going to be giving you 5 contemporary recommendations. I had this video idea for a while. I just really wanted to finally do it now because, yeah, why it's a great time to do it because I don't have like many other video ideas right now, and I just want to kind of take a step back from like fantasy because I've been like talking about fantasy a lot, so I just want to do something new, talk about contemporary, some of my favorite contemporary books and the books that I want to recommend to you. I tried to talk about books that I haven't really talked about recently or that I haven't talked about much, and some that I have not talked about ever. So yeah, we're gonna be going over 5 contemporary recommendations in this video. I can't wait to get started. Make sure to liking is the best way to support me and support this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Troy Reads, subscribe. We're getting to 900 subscribers soon, and leave a comment with your contemporary recommendations for me because I don't really have that many contemporary books or anything like that. And share this video lastly with a friend who needs contemporary recommendations. All right, now let's jump in with the first contemporary recommendation. Boom. Okay, so the first book that I want to talk about is Again But Better by Christine Riccio, and if you guys have been following me since the beginning, I wanted to read this like kind of like during the time of the transition between 2019 and 2020, because if you guys know anything about this book, this is a kind of like a second chance book. It's Again But Better, and at the same time I was reading this, I was launching this YouTube channel. Like, this was my second chance at YouTube, and it was just me kind of like starting over, and it perfectly matched with this theme of this book. And it was just so powerful to read during the time that I did. Like, I mean, I was starting a YouTube channel, like it was a transition between decade and decade. I just timed everything so perfectly so that I could have this perfect moment with this book and read it. And I also have a reading vlog of this book if you want to check that out. I'll include that up there for you guys. So yeah, this was a really transformative book, and during the time that I read it, it was just very powerful. This book is full of second chances, and it's just a really wonderfully written contemporary. Although I will say, and I will warn you guys, that this book does have a little bit of a fantasy element in the middle of the book, but it's not too big of a fantasy element, and it's not really like disruptive of the plot. So this book is about this girl named Shane who is going to study abroad in London because she felt like her college life sucked. Like, she wasn't doing it right. She was in this pre-med track that she didn't want to go into the pre-med route, and she wanted to, you know, have romance with guys. She wanted to like just live it up with friends and party and just be like, have like a good college experience, like the college experience that other people would tell her about. And so what she does is she packs her bags, makes a fake like brochure for her parents saying that she's going on a pre-med like study abroad thing, but then she goes and she pursues creative writing and, you know, this boy named Pilot. And so there's this like crazy, like, it's just so transformative and fun and powerful and emotional and funny. Like, it's just a story where Shane goes and ventures out into this new world with her friends, and she, you know, learns to do college over again, and that fantasy element comes up. And yeah, I'm not gonna say much more than that. This was a really, really good story, and again, so transformative, so powerful, so emotional. I really, really like this book, and Christine Riccio wrote it wonderfully. I know there's a lot of like 1-star reviews and 5-star reviews, but I personally really enjoyed this book. I feel like I didn't really explain it that well, but like, trust me guys, this is a really great contemporary, and like probably the most contemporary out of all the books I'm gonna talk about today, but very great contemporary. I'll go to the next one now. Okay, the next book that I want to talk about is Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and this is like one of my favorite contemporary novels, so I don't know why I don't talk about this much, but this is like the essence of contemporary for me. And I mean, a lot of you probably have read this and heard of it, but I'm still going to recommend it anyways because it's a really good book. And so this book is basically about this boy who has a facial deformity and has had to have many surgeries in the past. He has to like do a lot more to live and survive and stuff. And so basically, yeah, he just has a deformity, and it was very rare for when he was born. And basically in this novel, it's like his journey of kind of starting to like get more social. So like in this book, he's going to school, and so like that's a really big thing for him, and that's like the main thing of the story. So like Augie has has to like battle his own inner will, like of him not wanting to go and like other people see him. Like he has to battle that by going to school and like other people seeing him and like trying to make friends. And it's like just a really powerful story to show that like appearances don't matter, and it's like people are always there to support you and love you no matter what you are or what you look like. And it's just, this was like such an emotional story just to see how everyone like at first, you know, hated him and like, you know, made jokes about him and like put him on the outside, but by the end he was like one of the favorite people in the school. And it's just like such a great transformative story, and it's like really teaches me to like not be mean to other people just by their looks. Like it's like one of those like eye-opening novels that's like everyone just needs to be nice and spread positivity for however you look. And so I really like this novel. Again, it's not just like this powerful message or whatever, it's also just some really funny moments of like a kid entering middle school and like having all these like new changes and stuff. And like it's not just, you know, him, there's other perspectives and there's other stories in there, and there's a lot of fun. It's not totally focused. I just want to say that as well. Like there's a lot more fun in this book. It's so good. There's so much stories and romances and fun things. Okay, I'm saying fun a lot, so that means that I need to wrap this up because I'm just repeating myself. So yeah, this was really good. 5-star read. If you ever need something that like will boost your confidence and it'll be like, yes, you go out in the world and you go get it, this is your book. All right, let's get on to the next one. Alright, the next book that I want to talk about, I talked about a little bit before, is The Raft by S.A. Bodine. This is the third book that I want to talk about today. I talked about it in my April wrap-up. I read it, and you guys might know about this, so I'll just go over it a little bit quicker. But this book is about this girl named Robbie who's on her way back to her home island, and her plane, it crashes, and she's thrown onto this raft with this other guy, and she has to survive while also trying not to go mad. I really like this book for the emotional aspect of her literally going crazy. Like, a lot of survival books like this don't go on the mental aspect, like the mental toll that this can have on someone, like going and like having to survive and like not being with any other people except one person. Like that's a really heavy toll to take on your mind. And I really like how this book like is her turning insane and hallucinating and stuff, and I really like that. I also really like the survival aspect of her having to like, you know, like search for food, and like, you know, it just kind of gives me a sense of like why I'm so thankful for like what I have, you know. Like it's a great perspective book. I really enjoyed it. It's a really good mind book. It's a really good survival book. So yeah, it's basically a really good read, and it's like my second time reading it, and it was really good. I don't know what to say other than it was just really good, and especially the first part just got me in the feels. I love it so much. Let's get on to the next book. Wow, I talked about that so fast. All right, the next book that I'm going to bring to you is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is like a contemporary but also like a mystery, and so I really like this book. I don't remember quite much about this. I'll explain this in a second, but if you want to hear a full detailed review, I actually do have a double book review of this and Cinder. If you want to check that up, I'll include that up right there if I remember. Come on, Troy, put that video up there. But anyways, Truly Devious is about like this kind of like, it has like historical elements and contemporary elements as well. So like in 1931, like years before, like decades before the plot in this book, there is this murder that happened where basically this like famous school, the owner of that school's wife and kid got kidnapped and then murdered, with only this mocking riddle by Truly Devious with like ways listed of murder. Like, I'll show you the riddle, one second. The Truly Devious left this riddle like with newspaper clippings, like I don't know if y'all can see this. Okay, wait, what is going on? I can't position this in a way that, okay, look, a riddle, time for fun, should we use a rope or gun? So yeah, this book is like, they left that riddle behind, and then years later, Truly Devious strikes again, and this girl named Stevie Bell enters the school, and she's set on like solving the riddle from the past, and also set on, you know, finding Truly Devious in the future, if that makes any sense. It's basically a mix of the past and present, and there's this really cool aspect of her using clues from the past to discover the murder of the present, and there's just like this really high tension of like, who is the murderer and when will the death even happen, because the death that happens in this book doesn't happen until like kind of halfway in. And then like this story is a trilogy, and like I haven't gotten to read the next two books, but like it's very episodical, and I can't wait to continue on with the mystery, because the mystery is never going to be solved in just the first book. Like there's more elements to it, and I just thought this was really clever and like really, I don't know, like clever. It's like such a clever mystery, and I really enjoyed reading it. Again, there's high tension, high emotion, and some kind of like, this was like set with teenagers, so there's kind of like this explorative phase of trouble, of like, you know, romance and all that stuff. And then also, I really like the diversity of the characters. Like there was all kinds of races, sexualities, genders, all kind of stuff like that, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was so good, and I have only good things to say about it. I do hope you guys check it out because it's a really fun mystery if you are into that, a murder mystery. Alright, the next recommendation that I have that I never really went over that much is The Explorers Adorn the Alley by Adrian Kress, and this is the start of a really cool contemporary series with like small fantasy elements. It's not like too fantasy-ish, it's just like very contemporary. It's just a little bit of kind of like some myths and legends surrounding fantasy stuff. But anyways, this book is basically, I don't even remember, but one day Sebastian stumbles across this academy, which is like the Explorers Academy, and they have all these giant rooms and stuff, all their collections of all their explorers, and Sebastian slowly gets wrapped up in the explorer life and like helping out, because he has to like help out the explorers because he got in trouble with them, and so he's spending all of his days in this giant academy, like headquarters of the explorers, and he's like learning all these cool things. And then a mystery arises when another character named, I can't remember. Oh, okay, so another character named Evie, she goes to this dinner party with the Andersons. All of a sudden, one day, a man enters and kidnaps them and burns down their house, and Evie escapes barely, and with this like letter to the Explorers Academy with this really complex mystery of where her granddad is, and like there's this whole race to like track down this like these like people and like find this key, and Evie and Sebastian meet up, and they're like being chased by these bad guys who are trying to find the key as well, and there's like this just race to the key, and there's like this complex mystery, and it's an adventure through like this contemporary world, and they're going through like all these like city streets, and like I don't know, it's just really fun, and I think this is like a really good middle grade. I totally underestimated this. Like I thought this was gonna be such a bad book, but when I started picking it up and reading it in my Reading for 24 Hours video, I really started to love it. And by the end, when I had read for like 3 or 4 hours, and when I finished it, I was like, yes, this is great. I loved it. I felt satisfied by it. And so this book was really fun, had a lot of fun adventure through this contemporary town looking for this like map, and it was just so cool. The Explorer Society and The Explorers Adorn the Alley, Adrian Kress. I really enjoyed this book. Thank you so much for writing this, and I can't wait to read the next books in the series because this is very episodical, so it kind of just stopped. But there's a lot more to go. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. Definitely check it out if you can. The Explorers Adorn in the Alley. Bam! I'm literally going crazy. I feel so like stressed and sad and like happy at the same time, and it's like, I don't know what to do. Okay, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me talking about my contemporary recommendations. These are all jumbled in order, but again, I have Again But Better, Truly Devious, The Raft, Wonder, and Explorers Adorn the Alley. These are all great contemporary books that have a lot of realistic aspects in them, and they also, some have some like fantasy aspects, but most of them are kind of realistic and like contemporary, and these are just great books to read during quarantine if you're looking for something to buy or order or whatever. And these are just outstanding books in general. Like even looking at them in the stack is just like, it's beautiful. They're so beautiful. Beautiful books. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed what I had to say and like all the books I had to recommend, make sure to like this video. Your likes really do help to support me, so make sure you hit the like. That is like a must do. Like what's the harm of not liking the video? I ask you that. Comment down below too, like what you thought of the video. That's like honestly a really good way to support your favorite creators. I really like getting your comments even though I might not respond to them, and it's just I feel like every creator is so grateful for any comment that you post, even if there's like 10,000 comments. Like it really does help, especially like for smaller creators. So yeah, definitely leave a comment to help support us, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That would be really helpful because we're trying to get to 900 Troy Army mangoes. Yeah. And make sure to check out my last video, my last recommendation. Check out my last recommendation video. So check up there. I went over 5 fantasy recommendations, and I have another video called like fantasy recommend. I have a lot of recommendation videos, so make sure you go subscribe for more and check out my other videos. And I think that wraps up the video. Love you guys so much. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it'll be less just jittery and crazy and sad and depressed and all that stuff. So yeah, love you guys so much. Have a great day. See you later. Bye, yo.